I need to know. I need an answer. More often than not, we have a question, we need an answer about life, relationships, or the future. The question is, where do you look for answers? Well, in reality, there are only two options. You can go to the source of life, or you can go to the result of living life and draw from past experiences. Is there a difference? Yes, there most certainly is. The source of life is your Creator, whereas the result of the way you live is what you have achieved. What is the difference? The source of life is God who made you, who knows every detail of your life. He knows your past, your present, and your future. He also knows your aspirations, all that you may need to live successfully in the fullness of life. And God also knows how to overcome challenges, how to be prepared for tomorrow. And in Jeremiah 29:11 he says, I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to give you hope and a future. But surely one can draw from life itself, from technology, from mankind's vast resources of learning and experience, from man's knowledge. Well, there's nothing wrong with technology. There's nothing wrong with smartphones, nor computers, programs, or information. Neither is there anything wrong with knowledge. However, the problem or danger is in where you got that knowledge. What does that mean? Well, let's go back to the beginning, in the Garden of Eden, to where God explained life to Adam and Eve, and very specifically to where God told mankind about the trees, or more accurately, about the two fundamental sources of information and knowledge in life. Firstly, the tree of life, or the source of life. God said to Adam and Eve, of the tree of life, of that source, take as much as you need or want. Because, as Jesus himself said in John 14:6, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Now, secondly, the tree of knowledge, the knowledge of good and evil. God said, don't take from that tree. Why? Because unless you know the difference, unless you truly know what is good, unless you know what life is about, the evil in that tree will corrupt you. So, what about today? That source of information, that tree of knowledge, still very much exists. In fact, it has developed and grown and is constantly being upgraded. Known today as the computer and or AI. Now, there's nothing wrong with a computer. Neither is there anything wrong with knowledge. But it's about correctly applying that knowledge. And, or more specifically, what is its source? Where does it come from? The source. We know the source of the tree of life, God himself. As Jesus confirmed in John 14:6, I am the way, the truth, and the life. And as Jesus also said in John 10:10, I have come that they may have life, and that they may have it more abundantly. In other words, the source of that information is not only known, but its application and intention are clearly described. However, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, as its name implies, is about having to get to know. Firstly, What is the source of that information? Secondly, what is the correct way of applying it? Thirdly, what is the reason for applying it? Fourthly, what is the result of applying it? In other words, unless you have a clear knowledge of the fruit of that tree, then God said, do not even touch it. Sure, we certainly do need to learn and we need to get knowledge, but we need to know what we are dealing with and not simply accept an answer unless we actually know what it's all about. For God also said to us, have dominion. In other words, you are responsible. I am responsible. And therefore, we must get our information and knowledge from the tree of life. Because if God cannot give you the answer, there simply isn't one. And finally, don't forget, God is a jealous God, but He's also a loving daddy. So, let the tree of life be your only source for life and in life.